Hello there. This is a modern Uncle Henry Stockman. I want to refresh this blade. I use this blade more than anything. I have a little bit of rust there, so what I'm going to do is pull that off. Alright, so I want to kind of refresh this edge. It's not sharp, but it's not so dull that I really have to worry too much about pulling a burr. I'm just going to do one of these numbers. But I use these sheath point blades quite a bit. I like the shape, and for most cutting tasks, you don't really need that much of a tip. They work really well. Almost. It's shaving the hair off my arm, but it's not quite as keen as I want it. I'm going to lighten up pressure. Because it just needs a slight bit of refinement. That's something, these oil stones, whether you're talking about the crystalline or the India like I have here, or a regular Arkansas stone, these oil stones do. That's it right there. These oil stones, depending on the type of pressure that you put on the edge, can cut really, really coarse, or you can do just a little bit of refinement within the grit range of the stone by how much pressure you do or do not apply to the edge of the blade. I don't know about any of the others. Most of the other things, like the water stones, you have to be careful how much pressure you apply, because you'll actually cut into the stone. These are very hard, and they work well in applications where pressure is used. That's a characteristic of these stones that you should explore. What I would say to you is, when you start talking about applying pressure, you have to understand that at some point that blade is going to flex, and it's going to flex a lot sooner than you think it is. So you can get in a situation, if you're not careful, where you are sharpening and the blade is flexing and you're sharpening back behind the bevel instead of on the bevel. So you need to keep that in mind while you're doing that. Pay attention to blade flex, that kind of thing. Like here, I'm just using a moderate amount of pressure, enough to keep the knife from skipping on top of the stone, so that I get complete contact with the bevel. You don't want any more than that because I'm finishing on this stone. And if I want fineness out of the stone, bearing down into the stone grit, or the cutting crystals in this stone, the silica and all that's in this stone that causes it to cut. Will make it cut harder, faster rather, but it'll make it cut coarser. On a soft stone like this, you can use pressure on a black Arkansas or a translucent Arkansas, and most of the time that's not a factor. You just have to, in my opinion, have to be careful how you use pressure on those types of stones, because you can end up rolling your edge on that stone, damaging it by improper angles, and the use of pressure. So, lovely. Beautiful. She's back. Beautiful. All right. We're going to clean the stone. Lots of pressure. Lots and lots of pressure. That's the sharpening. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.